Okay, cool. Alright, hello everyone. I think right now the voice has finally come out, or finally got my voice in comparison to my voice, that's all it is, and there's no music in the background, so let's go ahead and dive right ahead into the Fire Emblem GBA, Sacred Stones. That's basically my own classic game that I've been going to ever since I was a young kid. So, yep. So let me just go ahead and also double check. See if. Oh. Oh my goodness. Is it plugged in properly now? Wait, what? Oh, that's awfully quiet. Sorry about that. What the fudge? USB device isn't supported? Oh man, this is not worth it then. Wow. That failed miserably. Let me just quickly pop up. I know what I'm gonna do. I have failed you guys once again. How badly could it be? One second, chat. Let me just put it on shield mode. Go to headphones. Connect. Perfect. Oh. Shit. Perfect. Alright. We are finally back. So apparently, after testing this new USB device that I was originally for the headphones, apparently it was not working. So it was definitely not worth the $2 that I just bought. So yeah, so right now this is revealing all the positions, so to speak. So just for you guys to check out. Yeah. Just wanna see, why is it not showing my live? Cray. Let me just quickly. I'm definitely listening to music for sure on this one, but I can't guarantee that. Okay. Let me just quickly do something real quick. Pardon me, guys. Just give me one Alright, chat. So apparently, there's still an issue with the sound itself. Like I can hear the music from my end, but then you guys aren't able to listen to the music on your end or listen to the music on your end. So that is gonna be a slight problematic. I wish I could do something about it. Um, as for the audios, I could try that, and of course it's gonna be muted. So, and then if I use a enable sound volume is gonna be 90, of course. But apparently on your guys' end, it's like there's nothing in. So let me also make sure internal. Yep, most likely I'm gonna have to contact them. That's probably gonna be the case. If not, I'm gonna have to like just like just like record it, um, record the gameplays just by itself, which kind of sucks because the music over here is pretty epic. I gotta admit, so it's gonna be slightly more work if I were to like just redo everything with like the music itself. So, how frustrating it can get, right? So I'm just seeing what I can do in the process. I mean, looks like every single self-help video with like the how should I put it, like with the sound effect, I suppose, or the music for the game itself is like it's just the same. It's basically I would go to like I'll pop here, I'll go to more, I'll go to audio, then either I just readjust this volume or the internal audio and this should pop out, but unfortunately it's not the case for this one. So I even checked on my boy, which is the simulator that I use to play the Fire Emblem game. But fortunately, it's not the case. So it's like a GG after all. So all you guys are gonna hear is just my voice and no music, which kind of sucks for you guys. Which I really, I mean, I wish I could do something about it, but right now, like as of the moment, I guess I really have no other choice, just to stream my voice. So, hope you guys enjoyed my voice instead, and hopefully this will make a lot more sense because right now the quality should be a lot more better than it was before. Last night was like 240. Last night was 240 because I was using my mobile data, in this case, to stream this game, and of course, like when I got the chance to come back home, when I got the chance to rewatch it, all I saw was this like a pixelated scene and basically no volume at all. Well, of course, no voice that was intended, but at the same time, no music. So, I mean, here we are. We're just like trying to do our best to like at least get us all started like back into square one or ground zero and then going back to square one, so to speak. So yeah, I appreciate you all for taking time to check this out. So yeah, so basically there's just like this one whole continent which looks like North America, to be honest, and then basically it's split into like five different countries, or five different kingdoms, so to speak. So just like if you ever like read the Three Kingdoms, so to speak, just think of that, but then instead it's just split into five kingdoms instead. So yeah, or five nations. So this is the Renais, which I couldn't pronounce properly, but in essence, this one is in this game total overall, Renais is supposed to be like one of the considered the righteous kingdom or kingdom of light, so to speak. And then if you go a little bit further up, this Kingdom of Frelia. Then if we go back down here, this is Johanna. This is like the most interesting stage, so I don't want to spoil that for you guys. Now this one, it's gonna be quite challenging over there, so. Now this one, this is the whole story that encompasses the light versus darkness, so to speak, is the Great Old Empire. The Great Old Empire, you can think of it as like freaking Star Wars, like Darth Vader, so to speak. But later on, as you're gonna discover, it's gonna be quite of a plot twist. So just keep that in mind on this one. So yeah, 5 countries house the power of sacred stones, and apparently it's like done in the center of it. Oh boy. So basically, this came to the point where he started to, Grado starts to invade Renais in this case, and they were both longtime allies, as is already, as the story already plots out. So, yep, in essence, your main goal is to defend your army as much as possible, and also complete objectives in the process. And I have to admit, like, this story itself has always been a captivating one. Ever since I laid eyes on this game itself. Mainly is because my friend, my longtime friend of mine's, basically when we were in the childhood age, I met him when I was he was first grade and I was in second grade, and I met him during that time. And I remember he had this Game Boy Advance SP, which I honestly coveted the most, even from my older cousins and younger cousins. And I never got the chance to even play it. Well, I did later on get a chance to play it from my older cousin because of the Emerald version and Ruby Sapphire version Pokemon, quote unquote. Now, how did I lay my eyes on this game though? That's a whole new story. So basically, my longtime friend was one day, I think one time I was like, he had this huge Game Boy Advance SP games that he collected over time, and apparently one of them was Fire Emblem, but this was like a cheap Chinese version. And the reason why I say that is a cheap Chinese version is because the game itself, you can't save, and it was all in Chinese. You can't change it to English or anything else. Basically, it was all in Mandarin. I think just to put it in a more specific term, because Chinese could be split into two, either Cantonese or Mandarin. So that's Cantonese is a dialect, and right now Mandarin is the main official language throughout China itself. So yeah, and then next thing you know, like, I'm going through. To be honest, I didn't understand a single word that they were talking about until right now. I got the chance to like just read through it, and it made a whole lot more sense. So, in aspects, basically, when I started to play this game, I would get stuck on a very first stage. Like, literally, the first stage, I would be like questioning my friend, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then he would show me how to do it, like, at least numerous times, like more than 10, 20 times. And of course, I can tell he was a lot more frustrated, but he's frustrated inside, but he's pretty patient. So I want to thank him for that, for his own patience. Now, of course, I kept on asking him, how do I complete the stage and so forth. Now, the furthest stage I ever gotten to when I was during my childhood age was, during my childhood times, was up to stage 5-ish. And of course, since you have a cheap Chinese game that couldn't really save, so basically going back to ground zero again, and you had to rebuild back the strategy in memory. So it took me quite a long time to. I kind of got frustrated, so I ended up stop playing this game. And for some reason, like it was during my college years. I think it was my junior year in college. That's when I actually start thinking about this game. I was like, oh man, I haven't really finished this game, so like when am I ever going to do it? So I decided, you know what, let's just take a chance and let's just grind it. And finally, I started to get a hang of it. I was like trying to see piece out which one to level up the most. And as you can see here, right now is Balta versus Seth. Now Seth is a paladin, and paladin is the highest promotion that you're ever going to get, or the highest transformation that you're going to get as a knight. So it goes from a lancer, basically a person with a spear, and then it transforms once it hits like a certain level, like level 10 or so, then it hits to, you can either diverge into two routes. You can go to a knight route, basically your full armor. You're basically like a tank, medieval tank, so to speak. Now, or you can go and become a knight, basically like a soldier on top of a horse. Basically, they're trained with a sword and a spear in this case. Now, later on, though, once you get a specific seal, I believe there's a specific seal that you have to take, like a knight's seal or some sort. Then you can transform it into what the very last form of transformation, which would be the Great Knight. The Great Knight can then wield an axe and also a sword and a spear. So that's the cool part about it. Now, I think you still have to use a knight seal in order to transform the knight still. If you want to transform him into the paladin. So now the paladin is a specialist for either the sword or the spear. So it's either one. It's basically like hand in hand for them. Now, some of you may be wondering, as I mentioned about last night when I was like kind of typing it out, and it was kind of tiring, I gotta admit. So I need to make sure that I'm kind of pacing myself when it comes to typing. And I appreciate you all for like engaging as well in the process. So appreciate you all for doing that. Now, something I have to say is basically, as you can see here, clearly these henchmen have axes. Now Erica has a rapier. And basically, sword is good against axes. Axes is good against spears or lances. And lances are good against sword. Because the reason why lances are good against swords is because of the distance. You can stab them at long range. And if we're talking about medieval history, that's basically what it was back in the old days as well. Now, so right here in this first stage, what we want to do here is use Seth as a meat shield, because the reason why I'm saying this is because Seth is already a paladin overall. So what I want to do is basically, in this case, I will trade with Seth, take everything from him. Now, of course, Erica can't use Silver Lance because she's specialized in swords. Later on, I think you may be able to, but I'm not gonna give out the answers until later on. As for meantime, Steel Sword, the reason why she can't wield a Steel Sword is because she is her level, her sword skills level is not high enough. You have to be an S. No, you have to be an A. Your grade level has to be an A in order to then use a Steel Sword. Now, let me just go ahead and readjust this. So as you can see, this is actually sword D, my bad. So you have to get your sword level to D. As for the sword preference. This is basically her proficiency or her main skill. Now this is Lance A, so Silver Lance does, let's see, it does 75 damage. Now you have the crits. Um, now keep in mind, you always have to make sure keep in mind the percentage. That's why last night I was pretty cautious with what I was doing. So definitely I want to equip this one. I want to wait, and then I'm going to use and basically, as you can see here, if I click on the R button, I can see what are the stats for him. Now, if I go a little bit further, his stats right now is all A's. Basically, his sword level is an A and his spear level is an A. So basically, he's almost at the max. S level is the max though, so just keep that in mind. And basically, let's go ahead and make him go right about here, I say. Actually, no. I'm just gonna, because Erica wouldn't get blocked in process, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let her do 1 versus 1. So right now it's the enemy phase. Enemy decides to use an Iron Axe, so Paladin misses. The reason why is because the agility for Seth is crazy good, so just keep that in mind. Now, in this case, I realized there is a interesting situation that I caused myself to. Let's see. So then for here, so I'm gonna have to move him back a bit. Let's see. I think Erica can still move through there. Okay. Let me go ahead and test. Yep, perfect. Oh, she's gonna get attacked twice. I just realized. As the saying goes, the best defense is the best offense. So we'll just go ahead and wait it out. So let them attack her one at a time. And she's gonna do twice damage. So at least 7 damage. Crit is 14, and 100 means like there's a 100% chance of actually hitting. So in this case, right now the opponent has 39% chance of hitting me with an axe, because axes are pretty slow against those who wield swords. So just keep that in mind. And oh, he actually got her on that one. Ooh, that's gonna be a little bit more challenging there. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna go ahead rescue Erica, and then I'm just gonna drop her off later on. Oh man, okay, I don't think he's gonna get him. Okay, he got him with 54%. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Erica off right here, because he still can't attack. So what I'm gonna do is just wait it out in essence. And from this point forward, what I'm gonna do is have Erica get heal up. And the reason why, so what we call is a bonary. So then if we right click, is basically, as the help button says, a medicinal solution used for healing minor wounds. So basically in this case, I should be able to heal up all of it at most currently at the moment. So we'll just go ahead and I'm just gonna bait him out. So then basically the Axeman in this case, given that it's the AI's decision to attack the unarmed person, Erica can then now attack the Axeman or soldier with 20 damage exactly, which is perfect. Because and the reason why we want to level up Erica is that she's going to be quite essential later on in the game. And you always, and whenever you see the status lords, make sure that you want to level them up pretty well. And the way you can tell is if you see on the left side, on top of the level up, that's going to be the status of that person. So that status is gonna be quite crucial. So Paladin is for Seth, Lord is for Erica. And let's go ahead and end our turn. And right now he's quite prideful. Basically, he thinks that he could beat Erica in this case. And also, you can, if you click on the start button, you can also see like it brings out a mini map, which is pretty cool. And what I want to do here is also I want to actually for the options, I'm just gonna go ahead and max speed on this one so that I don't bore you guys to death. And let's see, sound effect, everything is on. So I don't know what's the reason why for the music not showing up on you guys' end. So, and I'm just doing my best to like just kill out the boredom, you know, or the dullness within the background. So I appreciate you all for like bearing with me here. And thank you to those who recently joined from YouTube. Now I'm doing this as a pretty short stream, honestly speaking, because I have a duel today apparently at like 5 p.m. So I'm trying to like at least get 2.5 hour rest, so to speak, before the match occurs. And it's gonna be out of 4 matches, and this is be for World Warship Blitz. And we're gonna be streaming that in 1080. So just keep that in mind. This is only for YouTube. For those that haven't checked out my YouTube, please feel free to do so. If you do like the content, please leave a like and subscribe as well. And right now, I'm currently positioning myself in the forest, which will give me even a higher chance of me dodging the attacks from the opponent. So always make sure to have so just like any strategy game, you always want to use your terrains as your advantage in this case. So for me, it's the forest or the wilderness. Whereas over here, later on, you're going to have to use the peak as your way of fighting your opponents. And 3 damage? Ooh. So I'm going to need to at least make sure that I finish him off in 2 turns. So just hoping that I can end him with like a critical. So right now, Erica has a 14% of critical hit. Oh, okay, not possible. But at least he missed though. At least the boss missed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly end. No critical. Oh, fortunately he missed on that one too. So because like sometimes you have to pan out or like kind of figure out a way of risking whether or not to risk that character or not. And honestly speaking, some of you will probably witness me like restarting and so forth, because I don't like losing characters, and it breaks my heart whenever I lose a character, especially when it's like this intriguing story that I can't resist. Oh, there's the crit! Holy snap! That was unexpected. I honestly telling you guys, this was unexpected. I was actually thinking that she would not crit like until later on, like maybe like 2 stages later or some sort. So now when you level up, you got the HP, strength, skill, speed, luck, and defense. So just and this is, keep in mind, this is like RNG, so to speak, random number generator. So it can sometimes be in your liking, so to speak. Sometimes you might get like the best level up, so forth. This one is kind of a decent one. Because I remember like back in the days when I tried it out, it was even better. Like sometimes I would get even better like level ups. You have like everything in the very first column, like on your left side, will be leveled up. That's how crazy you got. So nevertheless, this is the 2nd stage, and currently what it looks like is that they are planning to take over the castle. And you betcha, you know what what's gonna happen? I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, so you guys gonna have to watch this. Ooh, a critical hit on Frillian. Ooh, that's brutal. Like imagine if like during the medieval times they had that. Also same effect, same special effects. Basically, like they had like a special ult or some sort of crit. Man, that would have been crazy. You'll probably see like Battle of Hastings, like 1080, like Battle of Hastings multiple crits occurring, you know? Like that would have like changed history right there. So basically, what was it? I think it was Battle of Hastings was William the Normandy or William the Conqueror from France trying to fight against um, Richard or so, and next thing you know, he takes him down in a fight. I think I couldn't recall correctly, but I think Richard got shot in the neck with an arrow of some sort, or either in the eye or through the throat or some sort. So that was pretty brutal back in those days. And Battle of the Agincourt was actually a lot worse. Many men died in the battle. Basically, as you may have known, basically a lot of the longbowmen would then fire shots at each other, and it was during a cold winter time, so that's how bad it got. And next thing you know, like when archaeologists went to the scene where the battle had occurred, they saw were a bunch of corpses just laying on the floor. So yeah, that was quite of a turn. So right now, for me right now, so these are the houses that you can visit, but I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. Basically, for each house over here in this second stage, it's gonna be nothing. It's just gonna be like a directional style. So we can later on, once we defeat all of these enemies, I'll go ahead and show you guys. It's just for the sake of it. So for the meantime, what I'm gonna do is, because right now, as you can see here, the red squares means that they can't get there, or they can attack. They can attack you on that red square. Now for the blue square is where how far they can move. So keep that in mind. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position Erica. I'm going to position Seth actually, right in the middle. I want to say. Actually, no, right here, so that I can then like bait the enemy to come and attack Seth instead of Erica, so that I can then um, attack the enemy soldier. Yep. So he's gonna, as expected. Ooh, well, 2 damage. Okay, that's not too bad. But like, if we're talking about real life, that would have been a whole lot more serious. You know, if you got chopped by an axe or so, oh, that's way too brutal. All right. So now, as you can see, this is what we call a knight. Francis the Knight, right here. So right here. Oh, it's a cavalier. That's what I meant to say. My bad. Cavalier is a whole different story than knight. Let's see. Going back, this is a knight. Knight is a full tank, full armor, the tankiest that you're going to see, in comparison to Cavalier. Cavalier is France. That will be it. So you have 2 stages. Now, in this case, since it's a spearman versus spearman, what I'm going to do is, oh, actually, I should have baited him even more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move Seth here. He's gonna be attacked twice for sure. Or maybe 3 times. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I know what I'm doing on here. Okay. Because the issue right now is that if this axeman decides to attack my cavalier with a spear, that could be detrimental, I would say, because he will have a higher chance of hitting him. But in this case, I'm just gonna use spear against spear. He has a 64% chance of hitting me with a spear or iron lance, which would do 5 damage. And then I'm clicking on B right now to hopefully miss, like hopefully cause the opponent to miss, but it's not gonna work in this case. It's almost like catching a Pokemon, you know, so to speak. When you have a Pokeball, just you always want to press B so that it can like just seal in tight. Okay, and then for this one, if I wanted to, I would have just like placed Erica right here in the forest, so that I can bait the soldier to go over to the forest to attack me. Then I can then deal with slightly more damage than outside. Outside, I really have no other terrain to use. But anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and do that. And fortunately, he missed. If he didn't miss, that would have been a little bit more scarier. Gotta admit. Okay, so he wants revenge. Oh, missed. Oh, and Erica with the rapier actually got him. So now, level 3. Look at that. That's a beauty. Oh, now that's what I call a beauty level up. And weapon level increase. So now it went from a E to a D, I want to say? I could be wrong. So I believe now Erica should be able to use a steel sword. Should be. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, there's a miss right there. That's not too bad. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna try to level up Franz still. And then we should be able to get him. Level up. Actually, no, level up. No level up. Okay. So then now, what I'm gonna do is use Erica to attack with a steel sword. 49% damage. 49% chance of hitting me with 8 damage. Which he could possibly end me on the next turn if he... No. He would need to end me in 3 turns, so it should be fine. And the reason why I'm using steel sword instead of rapier is because I want to conserve the usage of the weapon. So if you go back here, the rapier has basically 28 uses. So originally it has 40, but now it has if I click on here, ooh, actually, you see, yeah, so instead of just clicking it, I guess. So basically what happens is that steel sword has 29 out of 30 usage. So whenever you see like 30, 29 out of 30 or 28 out of 40, that means that you can only use that specific item 28 times or 29 times out of that X amount, so to speak. So let's just go back. And I think I don't want to... It's not worth it for... Actually, I could use him as bait, actually. I might be able to use him as bait. So I'm just going to go ahead and position him right here. There's like nowhere else to hide him. And we'll go ahead and visit the house, actually, so that you guys can check it out. Oh, Armor Slayer. Okay, that's interesting. And then I'll just like place him back into the same spot. He just like went around just to find him. That's so bad. Oh my goodness. That's like, sometimes that's like the most ridiculous part. Oh boy. Yikes. I still had him using the lance. Oh, I was actually, to be honest, I was hoping that this soldier would attack Gilliam, but apparently that wasn't the case. He's gonna do 5 damage. Okay. I might have a chance. You know, just actually, no. Oh my goodness, I swallowed something. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and risk it. Oh, that was perfect, actually. Oh, okay. So it's like 13 for 7, 13 for 5. Okay, that's not too bad. Now I can then level him up. So yeah, he has 48% chance of hitting me. And he's dead. Okay. And of course, I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Tom, who's the admin of our server for boosting our server. So thank you, Tom X. And also, I think I'm going to be starting like a daily verse of the day, just for the sake of it, because I enjoy it the most. And of course, for me right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with a steel sword. 49% chance. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright. And then let me just quickly see. And let me just see. Okay, perfect. So then for you guys who wanted to check what this last house is, let's go ahead and visit. Yep, this basically just a bunch of rumors. And then he's like, "Oh, here's the warning, you know. Oh, spear against spear, or lance versus lance. Oh, when Gilliam does that ult, oh, you're just gonna be amazed. I'm telling you that. Oh, okay. I may have a chance to end him. Perfect. 14. Now, of course, like I'm playing this as a game. It's a strategy game. Like keep this in mind. This is a strategy game, and I don't advocate like violence, of course, just in real life. So yeah, and of course, as a way of starting the new year, so first for the first verse of the day, which will be resulting from Psalm 90, verse 12. It says, "So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom." And I do think that rings true because our life is hangs in the thread, and sometimes we have to think in long term rather than short term wise. And let's see. And also, just heads up on this one. Basically, this is a fort, and the fort, if you ever land it on the fort, you basically get to heal. So just keep that in mind. So always keep in mind whenever you see forts, and place your soldiers or your characters into the fort so that you can get healed in the process. So let's go ahead and end turn, and then we're gonna have some soldiers will pop up. Yep, absolutely perfect. Okay. And then we're gonna have Gilliam heal up a bit, and I'm just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna use a Bonary because just for the sake of it, because France is badly bad shape, and with Erica, I'm just gonna wait here, and what we're gonna do is just let the enemy come and attack me, and then. Yep. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, whom should I get for? Okay, I'm just gonna go for anyone, and then it's gonna miss. Oh. Oh boy, that was a big miscalculation. Okay. Okay. I might need to rescue Erica in this case. And move her right there. Position him there. Attack with an iron sword. Let's see, which one will give me the most HP? Yeah, we'll finish the strongest first. Oh boy. He does 5 damage, so then next opponent does an additional 5 damage. Oh, snap. Oh, he's actually almost dead. Oh. He lives. He lives to see the next day. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Wow. Dude, everyone like just hates France. That's how crazy it gets. Was not anticipating that. Okay, he leveled up. And this is a pretty bad level up, to be honest. I prefer like everything all leveled up in one go. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna make sure that everyone gets healed up for this final battle, which will be against this boss. And after that, we're just gonna go ahead and conclude our stream for today. And if you guys do end up wanting to watch our stream in 2.5 hours from now, which will be 2.5 hours from now, which will be World Warship Blitz, feel free to do so. And we'll still be streaming via YouTube, not Omlet Arcade or Twitch. So just just YouTube at 1080. So just want to give you guys a heads up so that you guys have the best quality that you're gonna get. Well, so to speak, based on Omlet standards, whatever Omlet standards is. Yeah. So we're gonna quickly, let's see, Skillium. We're just gonna head position him. Quickly end the turn. Let them both heal up, which they're almost done. At least for France, he needs at least 2 more turns, I say. Erica just need 1 more turn, and then we can then proceed on with it. Yep, perfect. Yeah, Erica, yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna go ahead. I forgot if he has a javelin. Actually, now I'm kind of thinking about it. No, he has an iron lance. Okay, thank goodness. Okay. Now, I don't think, no, he's not going to reach him on time, so. Oops, nope, didn't want to quit. Almost quit it. Okay. France almost there. Just need 2 more, I say. Yeah, and honestly, like, every single health point for this one really does matter. Like, for me personally, because if I don't get them to a certain HP level, it's gonna somehow throw me off a bit. So now we can then talk to each other so that they can basically increase their communication level, or you call that, yeah, it's basically communication level. And Seth then talks with friends. Da da da, yay, they are working together. Finally, it's basically like, imagine if like Colonel Powell, like Colin Powell, like finally meets one of his like soldiers. That's basically what it feels like in this game, like in terms of this game wise. And this is gonna be a tank versus tank right now. Tank versus tank, lance, iron lance versus iron lance. All right, let's see if Gilliam can do a critical hit in the next one. Welcome, Thomas Tuna. Welcome. And we're just gonna go ahead, and he's basically gonna heal Brigitte. Is it Brigitte? I don't know. It sounds more like French name. Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do next is going to move Gilliam aside, because I want him to then heal up and the fort over here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and see how much damage I can do with this one. So 58% chance of hitting him twice with 4 damage. The total will be 8 damage, and then we'll bring him down to 6 if if he lands both hits. And if Brigitte lands 1 hit of 8, basically it reduces me to 13, then another 8 will be 5. So basically I'll have 5 health points by the next round, so to speak. So we're just gonna go ahead and take our risk. Oh, he missed on this one. Oh, nope, he's not gonna miss on that one. Okay, so right now we kind of got him to 10 health-ish. So that's gonna be slightly risky, I gotta admit. If I want, I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. He's gonna heal up a bit, at least 2 health points, and I'm hoping. Oh, okay. Let's see. What can he do? Oh, it's gonna be a miss. Yikes. Okay, that's interesting. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get them to heal up a bit. Now, this is gonna be quite interesting. I am going to use Erica and use a rapier. Now, 66% chance. Now, this is gonna be quite interesting. It's gonna be a hit or miss on this one. Yes, I believe that Erica is gonna hit, so we're gonna go ahead and go for it. Yep, absolutely 66% chance of hitting, and actually makes it in with a rapier. Think about that. Now level 4. Ooh, only 1 level up for like the luck and that. That's not good, to be honest. But you know what? It's better than nothing. And now we get to seize the throne. Boom. Yep, and then here comes the interesting conversation or the reunification, quote unquote. And now this is like the whole entire map, like partial of the map kind of opened up. Look at that. Now they're gonna have an interesting dialogue. Look at that, a huge reunification because they were trapped in the castle that was once guarded by a rag team squad that didn't really do much damage and ended up getting wiped out in the process. Yep. So then I'll let you guys just like, hopefully it's not too fast for you guys to read. You can also like slow it down as well to like times 5, I think, times 0.5 or some sort. So just in case for you guys, just as a reference, you guys ever want to like rewatch this, quote unquote. And yeah. Ooh, Vanessa and Motor. Okay, they become their assistants, including Gilliam in France. And you get 5,000 gold. Now, it's best not to recklessly spend this on. Just a heads up, if you ever encounter like an armory, I highly would not recommend recklessly spending it. Actually, you know what? You're probably going to need iron weapons most of the time, and your iron weapons will be the best option than silver and steel. Silver and steel, yes, they have higher damage than iron, but the usage for iron is a lot more than basically steel and silver. So just a heads up on there. And later on, you're probably going to see other types of weapons, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, this is. And if you click here on the border of Mulan, you can always manage items. So in this case, let me see, which one was it? Bonary. So you can always trade Bonary with, let's say, Gilliam in this case. And then for Bonary, actually for Erica, to be honest, I'm just gonna supply the Bonary, just in case for later on. Silver Lance as well, and that's about it, to be honest. And France should be good. That should be good. I wish I have an extra Iron Lance though. I got a bit. So let me see if I can take. Oh, there's nothing. Okay, never mind. Yep, that's about it. All right, we're just gonna head and save it over here in the quick slot. And just a heads up for my boy, you can actually save at least 9 slots. So if you're ever using my boy, there's a my boy light version. That's the free version, and yeah, I think you're limited to at least 4 or 5 slots. And then if you use the my boy, if you actually purchase it, which is like $5 US, so quote unquote, then you can then like save up to 9 slots. And also, not only that, you can, if you load up the screen, you can always do a quick load state right on spot. And then you can do screenshot, you can do reset, link remote, etc. But yeah, and also lastly, I think for you guys who are like wondering like why would you even like do like a verse of the day from now on? It's like, well, as Matthew 6:33 says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So that's just the main reason why. And also it brings me peace in some aspect. And also I hope it also brought you all peace in the process too. Nevertheless, thank you all for watching. It has been quite of an interesting one. Especially since we started we had a rough start in the beginning, but we still made it to the end, and thank you all for doing that. And if you did find this quite entertaining, please leave a like. That would mean a lot to me. And Of course, if you ever want to watch, if you want to be kept updated, please click on the subscribe button so that you'll be kept up to date. And of course, you can always unsubscribe and subscribe anytime you want. So just keep that in mind. And also leave in the comment section below if you guys have some questions concerning this game, and hopefully I can answer it the best of my ability. And hopefully I'll figure out on the music as well, so that you guys can listen to this epic Fire Emblem music if possible. If not, then yeah. What was it? Okay, that was a strange comment. But nevertheless, I appreciate y'all for checking it out, and thank you for those who joined us through Omlet Arcade as well. I appreciate every single one of your time, and nevertheless, wish you all the best. God bless each and every one of you all, and hope you all have a nice rest of the day. Peace.